If we paint that little bathroom ceiling black, like a flat black, will that now...
We are not painting the...
Shut up, man. I'm not even done. You don't even let me have... I'm trying to tell you something.
The ceiling black.
I think, and I'm not I don't know 100%, but I think sometimes that will take the light and it actually reflects it and makes your bathroom brighter.
I'm not painting it black.
You don't even let me finish. You just say no. No, you're done. Come on. It's one room. It's one freaking part of the house that is the smallest ceiling in the whole house, and you won't even let me do that?
Here's something that you never got taught. Abuse has 3 distinct categories: human, male, and female. Human abuse is universal, like lying or cheating. It's done by both genders. Male abuse is what the culture loves talking about because it demonizes men and evokes sympathy for women. It's the pattern of the possessive man who isolates the woman, restricts her freedom, there's physical intimidation, there's sexual coercion. It's terrible and it's rightly condemned. Yet there is no such outrage or discussion or even acknowledgement of female abuse. It's like the third category doesn't even exist. You've never been taught how it works, and that's by design. But today that changes. I'm going to show you the blueprint of female abuse. Because when women abuse a man, it follows a specific pattern, and it looks like this. This is a specific female style of abuse, and it's rooted in feminine instinct. We need to talk about it because if we don't expose it, then predatory women are just going to keep getting away with it. Half of male victims don't report their abuse, and that doesn't surprise me. Our society worships women and says that they can do no wrong. It doesn't care about male suffering, so men stay silent because they know nobody wants to listen. But the situation is worse than the statistics paint, because there are so many men out there who are in abusive relationships and they don't even realize. I see this in my private consultations all the time. Men who swear that they're not victims of abuse. Why? Because they're very successful in life. I had one guy tell me, yeah, my wife treats me terribly, but I'm not some battered husband. That's impossible. I run multiple companies. I've got teams of employees. I'm not some weak man. What he didn't understand is that female abuse operates on a different pattern. It doesn't keep a man trapped inside the home. It sends him out of it. She doesn't want to isolate him. She wants him working overtime. Female abuse whips you so that you keep on performing, chasing promotions, burning out so that she can spend your money, control the house, and raise the kids without your interference.
Even if I were to be engaged or have a man, like, you need to go to work every single day. Like, I don't want you in my space all the time. You also need to have your own bathroom. I just have a lot of requirements.
When you think about an abusive relationship, you might picture a woman isolated and locked away in a house. But what if abuse could also look like a man sent out of the house, working 14-hour days? What if male abuse looks like domestic slavery and female abuse looks like financial slavery? A man working 70 hours a week to redecorate a house that he's not even allowed to relax in. Let's go back to the chart. I'm going to explain each one of these steps. But let me be clear, I'm not talking about all women. This isn't a blueprint for relationships. This is what describes female abusive relationships. If my content seems too doom and gloom and you want more information about how healthy relationships work, this month, I've released an hour-long special video describing my relationship with Emily, how our relationship works, why it makes me happy. It's a complete deep dive. If you're curious about what good relationships look like, check it out. It's available on Patreon. But right now, let's return to how women treat men in abusive relationships. Step 1 is simple. Find a man who still believes the myth that all women are gentle, kind, and nurturing. That's the man that she targets, the guy who's never been warned. He doesn't know what's coming, and when he's saying his wedding vows and sees that smile on her face, he assumes it's from sweetness, from love. He has no idea that it's actually the smile of satisfaction that a predator gets knowing that prey has walked into its trap. This is why you're subscribed to this channel, because you need to be aware that women do have a dark side so that you can avoid that fate. Step 2 is to break his confidence. She nags, she insults, she disrespects, every word designed to grind you down. She wants to break you apart internally, make you feel so bad about yourself that you don't have the strength to stand up for yourself. She'll use a lot of guilt, make you feel like you're a villain and that you owe her. That way, when she demands more, you don't resist, you apologize. There's a reason why she keeps a list of your failures and shortcomings close at hand. It's because she is slowly conditioning you. Her goal is to erase your personhood and then make you an extension of her will, always serving her interests. And that's step 3, getting getting control over you. Bit by bit, she chips away at your sense of self until there's nothing left but obedience. It's so sad. You see this with couples sometimes where it's obvious that the man has been completely broken. He just follows her around like a lapdog. It's awful. And these women enforce their control by a dual use of threat and reward. First, she withholds intimacy, and this is not as a reaction. This is a strategy. Sexuality is important to men, and that's why it's a target. She shames your desires, she mocks your needs, and of course forbids you from seeking relief outside of the relationship. You're trapped. She knows how important sex is to you, and that's why it's so important for her to have that aspect of your life completely under her control.
My requirement is that you be a simp. That's what I need. That's what I want. The minute you switch up and stop being a simp is the minute that we won't talk anymore. If you like sleeping with me, it would be in your best interest to continue to simp. Okay? Because that is the only thing that I respond to. Worship me or...
By withholding affection, she positions you exactly where she wants you to be. Her ideal setup is that you leave the house, work yourself to death to make her rich, and then you crawl back home hoping for just like a little pat on the head. A little affection, a little softness, maybe even sex if you've been good. That's her game. She dangles intimacy in front of you like a prize, a carrot to keep the donkey moving. And if rewards don't work, then she has threats to keep you in line. Women know the cultural script that men are dangerous, the women are victims, and every abusive woman knows how to weaponize it. False accusations, reputation destruction. The police have decided that a crying woman is the only evidence that they need. Men's advocate Bettina Arndt shared a case from a police insider where a husband kicked a watering can out of frustration and his soon-to-be ex-wife filed a restraining order. He lost his home, his office, and his kids. And there are thousands of cases like this. The justice system has become an instrument of female abuse, a machine that is positioned to crush men on command. All a woman needs to do is decide to pull the lever. And now that you've been broken, her rules become clear. Obey and I will be merciful. Resist me and I will destroy you. And now you see that she never wanted a partner, she wanted a workhorse. That's step 4. She reveals what your actual worth is to her, and that's your labor. She doesn't want your companionship, she wants you to work. This isn't neglect, it's design. Financial abuse from a woman isn't some accident. It was always the plan. Your predetermined role was to fund her lifestyle.
My favorite pickup line from a guy is when they come up to you and they say, "Take down my number." And I'm like, jackpot, absolutely, I'll take down your number. Like, thank you so much for giving it to me. And they proceed to read 10 digits. And I'm like, you're missing a few. And they look at me confused. And I'm like, is this not your credit card number? And they're like, no, this is my phone number. And I'm like, why the fuck would I want your phone number? And they look at me all confused.
That's step 5 for you. To these women, you are not a person. You are a wallet. That's it. Step 6 is she wants the house to herself. Your existence is a nuisance and she only tolerates it because of the money that you generate for her. During the day, be a traditional man, earn the money. After work, be a modern man, help with the chores. She treats you like a burden, even though she's living off your labor. She's not a homemaker, she's a home occupier, and that was her plan all along. Find a man who is weak enough to bully into submission so that she can live a comfortable life enabled by his financial slavery. And if he dares ask for some respect or dignity or kindness, she plays her trump card, the kids. Parental alienation is a nuclear option, but abusive women reach for it without any hesitation. Mothers whispering into the ears of their children, "Dad's never around. He doesn't love you like I do. He mistreats me." She wants to punish you, and she knows that your children are where you're most vulnerable.
It doesn't matter. I could have been the one. I could have been beating you. I could have been doing all the bad shit. You could have been the perfect little angel, and they would still have to escort you because the army can't touch me. Where's my chair?
Well, that chair was a gift.
It was not a gift.
You said it was from
It is my chair! I want my chair back!
You said it...
Where is my chair?
I took it to the barracks. It was...
Give me my chair back, Ethan! You stole it, you son of a...
No.
I have the receipts for it!
That's fine. You gave it to me as a gift for
It is
Father's
not
Day.
for you. It is mine. Everything I bought that I paid for is mine. Give it back.
But it was a gift. You gave it to me for
It is
Father's
not
Day.
a gift. Give me my chair back.
I'm sorry, it's my chair. I'm gonna use
I have the receipts for it. I have everything for it. I even have text messages of me telling Kate and everybody how much of you hated it, how much you don't like it. You stole my chair. You stole my chair, you son of a... Give me my chair. Go get my chair right now. Go get my chair.
Or what?
You're not seeing the kids.
Really?
Yeah, give me my chair. You're not seeing the kids.
No, don't take the kids from me.
Go get my chair right now. Go get it.
Please don't.
Bring me my chair in perfect condition.
Lord, all I want is to see my kids.
Some people still cling to the myth that women are always sweet, nurturing, incapable of cruelty. They can't fathom the idea of a woman using her own children as weapons against the father. But not only are women capable of this, it's one of the first things that they reach for. This argument is over a chair that she gifted to him, but she wants it back, and she deems it an appropriate punishment to remove the children from him. Let that sink in. Like, really think about that. The idea that women are above this sort of thing is pure fiction. Parental alienation is not rare for an abusive woman. It's standard operating procedure. When a woman wants to destroy a man, she'll twist the children against him without a flicker of conscience. It's instinctive and it's devastating. This is the entry point for a lot of guys into the men's rights movement, because it's only when they lose access to their children that they actually wake up and realize that they've been abused. All these other steps they were blind to, but when it came to their kids, suddenly they could see. The story is just beyond awful. Good men, hardworking fathers, leaving home every single day to go out there to protect, to provide, only to come back to the house and find that their absence has been weaponized against them. The children poisoned against them, the court having no sympathy. Their money's gone, their identity as a father is erased. Society has failed men, and it's unforgivable, really. You probably didn't know that there was a separate category of female abuse, or that it follows a reasonably predictable pattern, or that it's premeditated and calculated, that many women find a man specifically with this plan in mind. That's not okay. How is it possible for grown men to have made it to this far into their life not being aware of this information? A toxic woman is so dangerous, and yet we are doing nothing to educate men about how to protect themselves from this. Every man should know this pattern as thoroughly as women know the pattern of male abuse, so that they can spot it, so that they can realize when they are victims of it. And you want to know the salt in the wound is that when I talk about this stuff, I'm the problem. Isn't that funny? I'm the misogynist. Masculinity gets demonized openly. Men get mocked, blamed, shamed, and any abuse that a man perpetrates is directly tied to their gender, and nobody flinches. Of course, abusive behavior is related to his masculinity. Men are awful. But if I make the suggestion that abuse from a woman might be tied to her gender, that it might relate specifically to her femininity, suddenly I'm the problem because I dare make that suggestion. Apparently, this point of view is controversial. That's not equality, that's censorship, and it's sexist as hell. There is one element that I haven't discussed yet that male and female abuse do have in common, and that's an element of isolation, because you tend to find that abusive women do not want their man speaking to other women. And you might think that this is sexual jealousy, but it's not, because there's one woman that an abusive woman is going to have a particular hatred for that's stronger than any other women, and that's the man's mother. There is a very specific reason for that, why the abusive woman views her mother-in-law as a unique threat that she needs to get rid of. That's what I'm going to spend the rest of this video talking about. Talking about your relationship with your mother doesn't usually generate like a lot of clicks, but I think that if you really want to understand this stuff at a deeper level, you have to look at your family relationships. So yeah, if you want to think about your mum and the way that your wife, ex-wife, future wife is going to relate to her, watch the rest of the video. It's available on Patreon. What I post here on YouTube, these are just shortened versions of my videos. The full-length versions are available on Patreon. And also, don't forget, this month I've released a Patreon special. It's an hour-long episode describing my relationship with Emily, why she makes me happy, why the relationship works. It's lots of practical details. It's a particularly nice balance to darker content like this. Yes, we need to acknowledge that there are abusive relationships, but we also need to be informed about how healthy relationships work. If you'd like to see that, come on over to Patreon.